From Argentina to the Netherlands to New York City, our next guest has spanned many continents over the years to become the icon he is today. Rodrigo Otazu is a renowned celebrity jewelry designer who has designed many works of art to include Lady Gaga, Nicky Minaj, Madonna, Katy Perry, and Sarah Jessica Parker, just to name a few. If you look at his work, you can see his genuine passion and love, both for the art of his design and for the women who love to wear it. Rodrigo has come a long way from that fateful day he found himself in New York City with only $50, a vision, and a passion to make it a reality. Rodrigo, thank you for being on the show.
I mean, you make me feel like a superstar now. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Rodrigo, normally I would first ask where you came from, but in this instance, I think the first question I should ask should relate to your passion. You've come a long way and beat a lot of odds for what you've done. Where did your passion come from? You've successfully become an icon in the fashion industry. And while that may go hand in hand with surrounding yourself with the right people, outstanding product as you produce, and marketing, and that will go nowhere if you don't have a higher than average passion. And I know this is not easy or simple question to answer, but where did your passion come from? How did you keep it going during your times you doubted yourself?
The answer is very easy because, why do you love your mother or why do you love your son? I mean, it's something that I have in my veins, and it's in my blood, and I just, I'm so in love with my work, and I am so in love with the things that I do, and also the reaction that I get from people, and the smiling faces that I see them when they're wearing it, and I don't know, it's priceless. And when I was very little, I remember laying in the backyard at home and looking at the stars and just trying to imagine what the world was all about, and how can I reach to the stars in my dreams. And there is no secret to it. There is no formula to it. There is more of a very you really have to put yourself every day and work a lot and put a lot of time and effort and look into your soul and find that special thing that you have inside of you and bring it out into this world and make it happen. And in the beginning you don't really think that you have it in you. It just happens. But over the years and years of doing it and enjoying doing what God gives you, it's just, it's like a match in heaven. I mean, I just love what I do. So for me, it's not like I get up in the morning, I have to do the marketing, or I have to do the step one is to make beautiful things, and it's such a bless each time that I create something that is in my head and goes into a paper, and from the paper comes into the reality, and then it ends up in somebody's hands or in somebody's neck or in somebody's wrist. And the joy that I give to people is, I don't know, I love it. It's remarkable what the payback that I get from those beautiful women who are loving my work. I truly, I am honored and blessed and humbled by all these women who appreciate what I do.
So, how did you get started in the industry? How long have you been doing this?
I started with I started with wanting to pay my bills and to be able to pay my hotels because I was like I say, when I left Argentina at the age of 18, I was 18 years old, and I was 17 actually, and 1 month later I became 18, and I was. I wanted to see what the world was all about. You know, I was, and I will be a rebel, and I think that me being a rebel helped me out to succeed in the many obstacles that I have been going through and that I will be going through, and so I start. My inspiration was when I was selling jewelry on the street on the beaches of Spain and Greece and things like that, and I thought, what is the number one company in the world? Who is the company who is well? What is the best brand known in the world? I came to the conclusion that Coca-Cola was the company that is the best known, that is very well known. So what I did is I started making jewelry with the lid of the taps of the lid of the Coca-Cola bottles, because I wanted to people to recognize in my very humble way that I wanted to be connected to something bigger than life, and so I was just making those necklaces and earrings and whatever, and throwing glitter at it, and putting fluorescent paint spots, and just having fun with that, and that actually helped me to pay my way through and start traveling around the world and seeing different countries and nationalities and habits and cultures, and it was amazing. It was the right time, it was the right moment, and at the age of 18, 19, I was living in Sydney, and where I was discovered by Vogue, and well, that was really the moment where my design life, the designer was born, let's say, because I was collecting in all those trips. I was collecting pearls to give to my mom as a present, and when I got to Sydney after 8-9 months of traveling around the world, and I had pearls from all over the place, small, big ones, medium ones, all sizes, and so I made this art piece, and I thought was identifying who I was. And so when I made it for her, I felt like, wow, did I really make this? Is this really is this really me? And then I was very proud, and I showed that from selling little bracelets on the street. I went with my I polished my shoes and did my hair. I combed my hair back, and I went to an art kind of an art exhibition place where all young designers, artists, painters, and all kind of fresh talents goes to show their work. And I show my pearl necklace, and um, so I was discovered by Vogue, and that was the first time actually that I was told I was good at doing something that I thought, that being a rebel is not always an easy path to walk, but that was the first moment that I realized that being a rebel is a great thing. So from there on, many beautiful things has happened, and I'm counting my blessings, and I'm very thankful for all the achievements and all the ups and downs that has made me the person that I am today.
Listening to what you said, Rodrigo, I would have to, in a way, disagree with you saying that you're a rebel, uh, because you had one hell of a vision, and you had that passion behind that vision, and
I
from what
didn't know, but I didn't know. That's the funny thing is like I didn't, you know, I didn't know that that's what it was. Now, when I look back, now that I am an adult, I realize that's what it is. That's what it was, and that's what it is. I have a vision. Today, more than ever, I understand that I have a very clear vision of where I am and where I want to be and where I want to go. Uh, and there are many things that I still want to do. So, but back then I didn't know that. I was just doing. I was just a happy bunny, jumping from door to door to just enjoying life. But life, as I grow older and I mature, and I smash my head to the wall a few times, I realize that passion and that vision is what it drove me to be exactly where I am today.
I completely agree with you, and I commend you for doing what you did. It is so hard for so many people to even think about trying to chase their dream the way you did, and you went beyond what I think any normal person would be willing to do, let alone sacrifice. But
I am still I am still going for it. The masterpiece is still yet to be unveiled.
that's the way it should always be.
Exactly.
So, who would you say had the most influence on you as a person, as a designer, as a business person throughout your years?
Um, it varies. It's you know, I have different icons in my life. Like, I don't think one one person, or one business or one designer, one business person or whatever is my who I look up to, because I I have so many ingredients and so many flavors in my life, and that I am that I have in me that are not equal to anyone that is out there. That I look up to, from Dalai Lama to I don't know, Jobs from Apple, and or Marc Jacobs to um, Oprah Winfrey. I don't know. There is so many, or Mandela. There is so many. There's so many great ingredients on of all these people that I would like to be just a tiny little grain of I would love to have a grain of their talent in my life, and they inspire me. They're, talking about inspiration. I mean, and guts and all that. Where you tell me that I have. I look at those people who are conquering the world, and they are, sending people a message, and they have, a story to tell, and all those things. I'm also I am that guy as well. I guess that many people are looking at me as a source of inspiration. Um, I, but for me, I see, uh, like I say, I really turn to those guidance to enlighten my my way when I am, when I'm in a moment of, with weak, and I don't feel strong. I go into, books, and I read and absorb the what it is, being a success, and I just, also, there is no such a thing as success without being a good person, and there is no such a thing as there is a chain of things that you have to be in terms to become a success human being. So success is not just in business. Success is in life, and in family, and in many things that have to be in a line in front of you, so you can get to where you want to go.
Speaking of going where you want to go, how did you expand your sphere of influence? What kind of networking did you have to do in the early years to get your brand noticed out there?
So, well, I started collaborating with the best designers in the world. I work with Alexander McQueen, and I work with Lacroix, and I work with many people, Jean-Paul Gaultier, many people who I admire, and I love. And so for me, it was such a thrill to experience those collaboration, because you start to unveil things that when you are so young, and you are and you are writing a book, you don't know what the next page is going to be like, but you find out as you're writing it, your own book. And talking to to be talking to people that you admire, and you look up to, and the way that you see, how can I explain it, the way that is done, and it makes your head work. It means yourself starts to discover wonderful things. So my experience with the giving you the first time that I did a haute couture show in Paris, I got. I went to Paris, and I literally knocked at the door of the house of Lacroix, and I had a box with my collections, and I showed them what I did, and then I said I left it behind it so they can show it to Mr. Lacroix, and I was, crossing fingers that I could get lucky, and he and and then I got a phone call that he loved it, and he wants me to do the haute couture show, and I was like, I was amazed by such a incredible for somebody that I admire so much that it gave me the opportunity to work with him and who likes my work, and then they gave me the inspiration, and it was a photograph of an off focus light, a light off focus. So that was my inspiration. So I created, for me it was like, what is this all about? And when you work with McQueen, he gave me a razor blade, and he told me, well, this is the inspiration, and you can start. It's magical. It's magical. It's just magic. So now that I am a standing alone designer, I cultivate my work through photography and films, because this water needs this flower needs water, and I need a lot of that. So I believe that I learn from the best.
So let's talk about your environmental inspirations for a minute. Where do you like to go to get refreshed, to refresh yourself, or to get inspired, or as you say, to water your flower?
There's nothing better than people. And it has changed for many years, because from in the beginning it was working with the couturiers and doing all these shows in Paris and the shows in London and things like that. Then the inspiration, they were coming from traveling. So I was going to Marrakesh and looking into the wallpapers of the hotels or seeing what was the menu paper or sunset, or many aspects of traveling. And today I think all those experience that they are no gone. They still is part of my integrity is my bookshelf. Still in my bookshelf. It's not something that just evaporates and disappears. Is still very much in my heart, but now as a designer I started to look at people, and I go to I walk down the street and I really look at what fashion is like, what is what girls are wearing, and how is life today, because it has changed so much between the internet and all these Twitters and all these all the Instagrams and Tumblr and all those things. The fashion have changed like it's a new world today. So people are my inspiration now.
Rodrigo, when I was doing some research on you, I understand, I ended up reading that you were a celebrity in Holland. How did that come?
Um, I don't know. I am I'm I, I don't know. I don't call myself a celebrity. I guess that when you are good at what you do and you are above the average, then you people start to notice you, and if that may turn you into a celebrity, be it. But I don't think I don't want to be a celebrity, but I think it comes with the price tag of being a designer. So, but I don't fame is something that is a very some people want there are so many people desperate for fame, and. I think fame is something that is so, yeah. If you don't do, fame is nothing if you are if you are doing that. I mean, I don't want to be a famous person to doing nothing. You become famous because you are doing something. So I guess you know.
I do agree with you. To be famous for your creativity, for your works of art, for the beauty that you bring to the world, can never match just being fake famous
Mhm.
for a minute.
Exactly.
And you bring beauty to the world with your works
Thank
of
you.
art.
Thank you.
And but if you can share with the audience, what do you believe? What do you think is it about your jewelry pieces that attracts people? What makes them stand out?
um, I think it's the beat of my heart that I put into it. I just love to when I was little, and when I was 17, 18, when I was traveling around the world, there was a word that was following me over and over and over again. The word was wow, 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 wow. And I got used to that, the wow. And I love the wow. And I love when people are saying wow. So when I'm designing for to give that that reaction. I'm sort of like looking for that, not looking, but sort of like enjoying the moment of giving that wow factor to 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 the people who are looking at my work.
And now you're creating a diamond jewelry line.
Yes.
What is it about creating diamond jewelry that speaks to you?
Um, there is something magical about diamonds. I don't know. I this is I did a collaboration. I had one of the kind pieces diamond collection in Europe, and now I'm working with A Link in America, and we are going to be sold in Neiman Marcus and all kind of London jewels, the best shops in around across America and the world actually, um, and you know uh, being able to do something with diamonds is it is a completely different way to approach designs, because it's more fashion jewelry is faster and is more at the moment, and is but diamond jewelry is more timeless and it's forever, and I love the sparkle. I mean, there's nothing like the sparkle of the diamond.
So do you think going into the diamond jewelry line is a natural evolution for you? This is somewhere that eventually you were going to go into anyway?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love the fact that I can, I put my hands and design a collection of diamonds, and I'm I'm put my name on it. I think it's the ultimate dream.
So tell me, how do you keep yourself creative after 13 years of being in the industry?
Um, I just to share the joy of my experience. We are here to share the experience and to give and pass on the good um, adventures and the good um, the things that you learn to others, so others can, you know, evolutionate and become better themselves within their lives. Um, Sharing your experience and helping people, you know, that's really um, what it will take you to being creative, because when you are a person who is communicating with people about your own experience, you also receiving information from people who are uh, who can sparkle some ideas in you. I'm for sure they do. That's what they do. They inspire me.
So you use collaboration with other celebrities or designers to help you push the envelope on what you do?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't say that like. I wouldn't say like. I would. You know. I love that. It's not just. I- like for example, working with like with Lady Gaga, or is you got to think a lot to make something that Gaga won't find boring.
Yeah, that is true. Lady Gaga would find a lot of things boring.
Exactly. So then, and having a conversation with her, and just looking at the glitz in her eyes, saying what she, you know, where he's tuning her head into, can sparkle many ideas in my head. You know,
So how did you come about getting your work or working on the Sex in the City 2 movie with your jewelry pieces?
um, how did that happen? I was in New York, and my friend asked me to pass by, um, to show. I was doing. I was doing the window for Fashion Night Out in New York. That was the first fashion night out that Anna Winter was organizing, and so so I was busy doing that, and my friend asked me to pass by and show him. He's a stylist, and he asked me to show him my work, and I didn't have nothing with me, but I showed him my work on YouTube. There is one of my shows there, and they saw it, they loved it, they were like, we want this, we want that, we want that, we want that, we want that, and it was wonderful. It was I was like, is this really happening? Is this really, 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 really happening? So and I I'm I'm counting, every time that it happens, and this every time that those kind of magical moment happens. It's just to, It's, yes, is to be in the right moment, in the right place, etc., etc. Right? But I mean, if you didn't do nothing before to make that happen, for example, if you didn't, like this morning, I got a call from one of the biggest houses in retail shops, from Neiman Marcos, just because they fall in love with my punk collection. Um, and I was like, I've been working on that collection for at least 6 months. So if I didn't work on that, and I didn't, I put so many hours, and I put so many days and nights, and I would even say struggle, uh, that it is that it was something that I could, I could never be, I could have never be get that phone call if I didn't work hard and make things happen uh, for myself. That things don't happen to you just because it happen. They happen. It happens because you work hard, and you you break you you break rules. You try, you you don't want to be one more. You are you are different. So if you different, then you will be taken serious. So it's very easy.
And I do agree with you that be on how you'd be taken serious. So my question to you, let's talk a little bit about the fashion industry. What have you been noticing about the fashion market lately? Noticed any changes, any trends going on?
Changes. It's a lot of changes. I mean, my God. I mean, like I say, internet has changed everything, completely everything, and digital. The Now everybody, with the digital facility that the computer gives you is changing, is changing changing the world, changing the way of printing fabrics and treating fabrics and designing. I mean, I design all my jewelry is designed in the computer. I used to travel around the world looking for stones. Now I design my own stones, and I look for my own colors, and I let somebody make what I have in my head. And because I have the possibility of you know within a second to say, okay, I'm looking for emeralds, and then I look what it means emeralds to me, and I designed a complete thing with emeralds, and and that's where the there is a lot of changes in the fashion world. The trends are a lot of pink gold on jewelry, and not necessarily the real thing, but it's a lot of costume jewelry, uh, rose gold with bracelets with watches, and that's where I notice a lot at the moment. And punk is a huge thing. I mean, I've been a punk lover for a long time. I collaborate with Swarovski a couple of years ago, and I designed a collection with all the stones turning upside down, and they were telling me, but this is wrong. You have, the they're supposed to be this way, but I was so in love with the points of the stones that I started making those pointy, funky punk stuff, and but always in a very chic way. No, in a there is an evolution of the punk. It's a punk is punk chic is the trend very much. So and uh, and living in New York, coming from Europe and living in New York, it's a completely different story because in New York is, the trend is very, women wear and boys and girls are very wearing a lot of black, and and if you are in Paris and or in London, you see fluorescence and you see very bright colors and flowers and stuff like that. um, but I think trends is something that you have to feel what is good for you, not what because it's trendy you have to. That's what you have to put it on. I think is you have to it has to suit you well. So and follow that.
So
And
let's talk about the latest brand that's coming out, Rodrigo New York. You just
okay,
launched that, correct?
yes,
So tell us a little bit about the brand. What's different about this than what you've done in the past?
it's it's more edgy. It's more it has more of a flavor of of young, trendy, hipper, um, edgy edgy audience. They have this there's a very cheeky. I don't know if you know what cheeky means. They say in Australia cheeky. Do they use this term here in America, cheeky?
No, they don't. They don't use cheeky in America. I've been to Australia before, so yeah, I'm familiar with the term.
Ah,
But no, they don't. They really don't use that here.
how would you say that then? How would you
Um,
cheeky?
it's kind of like a you're being a smart ass.
Okay, you said it. I didn't.
Yeah, that was me. Let me see. Cheeky.
uh, Cheeky. See, so to me, like with a wink in your eye,
Mm-hmm.
or like something like that, and it's yeah, it has a lot of humor in it, and it has a lot of freshness, and it has a lot of edge to something that before I was more into the romantic side, and now it's more rock and roll.
Right. Are you doing any of the punk with this brand?
Yes, definitely. I'm in love with it. I think it's the best thing that I have ever. It's the best thing that I have ever done. That collection is one of the most beautiful, most. Yeah, I'm very proud. I was. It's like I breathe, I live, I sense, that punk story has been so long within my veins that it's so nice to just give it birth to it, and you know there you go, world, here is something new.
So is Neiman Marcus carrying your products right now, or will they carry it later?
They will carry it, yes.
So where else can we find your artwork, your jewelry pieces?
um Rodrigo, if you go to rodrigonewyork.com, you can find my work there and information, and I have a fan page on Facebook for Rodrigo New York, and yes, There's all the information, and I have a Twitter, Rodrigo, that you can tweet me. I'm very much that's another thing. I'm very much hands on to the public, and I tweet with my fans, and I respond to the messages that they write on my Facebook account, or things like that. I am very much media. How you call it? This in
The
the
social media?
so very social media. Absolutely, I love it. I love it because I get it's all kind of sounds and inspiration from. And when I post something on Instagram, for example, it's immediately I see the reaction. I see people when they love it, and it's like it's immediately. So you know what you do in a split of a second. Before before it used to be like before it used to be like they had to like put it on, I have to make it, and I have to take a picture, and now it's instantly. You get the reaction from the public right away. So
Yeah.
you can act, you can drive your work, and see, you can get the approval of people very quickly.
Yeah, feedback from the public has changed in the last 10 years, let alone the last 20 years. It's almost like night and day. But
Yeah,
tell me, Rodrigo,
completely.
where do you see your brand Rodrigo New York, let's just say 5 years from now? Where do you want it to go?
I have a lot of plans, and I mean, I've been working very much to set up this brand to be something that is going to spend next the diamonds and luxury goods. So I would love to in the future to have a collection with bags and watches, and many things.
So you could expand into possibly the garment fashion industry area as well as doing the jewelry.
It is not, it's not out of my list, but um, I want to make sure that I'm tempted. I am making already clothing. I am already making stuff for celebrities. So, but to go into the fashion world of designing stuff, I think, you know, I I'm working with the best of the best of the industry. So if I would be making clothing, I want to make sure that I have a very strong, um, prestigious factory who can deliver something that that I'm designing. It's very difficult to find somebody who can do your stuff.
I'm sure if you decided to go that completely, you would make it work one way or the other.
Thank you.
If
Thank
you if
you.
you make this work in the short amount of time that you've been doing it, you can make a difference in the fashion clothing industry.
I, everything is possible. I mean, I'm open for. I'm open. Everything is possible. I'm ready.
Well, that's true. And with you, the only reason why it's possible is because you're willing to take the chance. You're willing to go forward.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what life is all about. Take chances.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode of Affairs of Affluence. Rodrigo, I would like to thank you for being on the show. It was great having you, and we look forward to having you on again.
Thank you so much. I mean, it was a pleasure that you asked me to do this, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.